Hey guys, Dante here. I want to show you a work in progress. It's a very large prop for a short film. Someone needed me to do a rotted skeleton. I want to show you how to do one of these really cheap, but rather show you what I used for it. So this skeleton is all made of spare parts I had laying around the house. So pretty much the main body on the back of it, if you can see, is nothing more but a large milk carton or water container, either way, which I then poked a PVC pipe right through, just taped it off. This entire thing is pretty much just rough tape, some painter's tape, and lots of glue gun, just to keep it together. And then from there, I just took some old cardboard and started using it to flesh out the body. So I have a main cardboard center, which is what filled out the inside of the chest. As always, you should have some kind of reference. This is an old reference I had from high school, actually college, showing the different steps of muscle and skeleton. Of course, they're the internet. This is my hard copy. You can use the internet whichever way you want. So you get the inside shell. I use myself as a reference. Then again, this was supposed to be a female character, so I did make it a little bit thinner around the sides. And because it was cardboard, I could trim and cut away what I wanted. Over the cardboard, to give it these details, I used EVA foam. You've seen these used as armor, cosplay costumes. This is actually really cheap EVA foam. This one I got at a cheap corner store, and by cheap I mean there's little holes and imperfections which don't matter. In fact, that rough texture and nasty construction will aid me later on because it's meant to be a rotted corpse. So I cut a few strips. Since I'm not too sure what my client wants in the end, I actually left this section open because it's meant to be a female character, but I don't know how anatomically correct they want it. And even then, if you look at photographs online, one thing you look at your reference, when you get skinnier and skinnier, what tends to show more is around the collarbone and on the lower half of the skeleton of the chest anyway. Because even guys, if you have pectorals, you don't see too much of the bone here. I just took some plastic leftover Halloween pieces. This is from a sai, I believe it's called, or sickle from a Grim Reaper, and I used that to basically flush out the arms. I put some pins in it so I can actually have some movement, and just once again cut shapes, heated these with a low fire to bend them to allow them to curve around, hot glue them onto the plastic, and then cover them with tape just to fill in the gaps. And I even did the same thing with the hands. I just made a sketch of my hand, cut it out, and then layered it up around the knuckles, and even added wire so the entire thing is posable. That's all it really is. Just cutting up. This I had laying around the house, extra pieces, so I just used them up. There's no real, no real money issue. Then I just taped it. So all of this is just to get the rough shape. I'm then gonna paint latex as glue around certain parts, and I'm gonna cover those parts with this really cheap canvas. You put anything through it, it'll go right through it. So the latex will soak right into it. And I'm gonna use the canvas and the latex and push it in between the bones. And I can leave all these strings of glue gun material, all this glue here. You can leave it on, okay, it adds more texture to it. The whole thing's gonna be texturized, and that's gonna give me the rough skin. I even went and added faux ball joints. Basically, there's ping pong balls glued to the end of the plastic rod with a string going through it, kind of like a ball joint doll. They have strings in it. You can see the knot right back here, I believe. And this gives me the chance to do full movement. And if you're wondering what this whole nasty junk is going to look like, by the end, after the latex, after the canvas cloth, and some spray painting. I use spray paint because I've noticed rubber latex doesn't take water-based airbrush that well. It beads on it because it's rubber, it's water on rubber. But spray paint actually does take well. Especially if you spray paint while it's drying, or you get airbrush while it's drying, very lightly, because the airbrush will soak into the latex while it's still wet. Key note, this kind of mold rubber, it's great for molding, and yes, you can add water-based dyes into it. So if you want to color this, you can airbrush it first to give you a base. In the end, this body will have this kind of texture to it. This is the skull that's going to go on it. It is hard cardboard with just latex and this material on it. I used Crayola foam, that really cheap Crayola foam, to give it the teeth. It means it's fragile though. If I punch it, teeth come out right out, but it'll work just fine. And then I just pop it right on top. It'll kind of clip on top due to the shapes I cut. This stuff is great, and if you want to know how I did this, it looks so nice. I didn't really use reference, but rather, oh, I lost it, forgive me. Rather, I just went online and looked up paper craft. I found a bunch of free paper craft skulls. Did a small one to see how it looks. Blew it up, did it in cardboard, and then covered it. So thank you to everyone out there who does paper craft. You guys are amazing. And altogether, money-wise, this is like $16. I barely used even half of this because just blotching it to glue this on. This is cheap canvas. You could probably get this for like, what, 10 bucks at like any fabric store or fabric like it. The whole packet of this was like $5. This was really cheap, and even then only went through like maybe 2 of these for the hands, and then red. You can see purple, and then leftover red for everything else. Yeah, it keeps trying to fall on me. Altogether, this whole thing, I'm gonna say under 20 bucks. Under 20 bucks for a full-size torso. And the cool thing is, because there's a milk cart on the background, I have a handle, so you can actually carry it around like this. So yeah, I just wanted to show you what you can do with just leftover junk. All of this is me being a pack rat. Whenever I use EVA foam, I hold on to the small pieces, made the small pieces. The leftover Halloween stuff, I broke apart those the size, made the size, got some cheap rope, got some cheap wire. All of this is just leftover material. This entire body as it is right now took me about 2 days to do. And then I'm going to put the cloth on it, which will take me the rest of today, and then give it a spray paint. And that'll be that. So this is how it looks now, and I'll show you what it looks like later on. Alright guys, this is Dante, and thanks for watching.